sharing successes and disappointments, learning from one another. Get a Be Better health plan from Beacon and get simple and affordable medical benefits so you can build a better team. Call 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more information.
We are back in the room for the final one for the week, the final ladies' room for the week. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Yeah, we had a wonderful time yesterday, right? Looking forward to having you guys back today again. Good morning, Alana. Good morning, Camelia. Good morning, Kamo, Rachel, Marian. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning. You guys shared yet? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to do that now. All right, just in case you have not as yet. So let me do the same. Alrighty, I think we got it. Right. Good morning, Kareem.
What's good? How are you today?
Lord. Let me try this again. Good morning, Kareem.
Morning. What's up?
Right.
I see you ditch me yesterday.
That's how it works. You say good morning, you respond, and then you ask a person how they're doing. Now, good morning and what's up? I try to teach young people. That's the way I give up. Alana, good morning. Lois, good morning. Camillus, Andrea, Welsh, Nessa, good morning. Lex, good morning. Brinsley, good to have you. Dale, Neptune, good morning. Celine, good morning. Fatima, good morning. Vanny, who else? Christelle, good morning, guys. Welcome inside the room. So today, Kareem has a question. What is the question?
What is the most important question that you ask on the first date? That's what we want to know today. What is the most important question that you ask on the first date?
Question or questions?
Questions. Yeah, we can do questions because I'm sure there'll be more than
Makeda,
one.
good morning. Yeah, so what are some very important first date questions that we need to ask? Because based on the scenarios we've been having for the past couple of weeks,
Clearly, we need to ask questions. Clearly.
clearly we need to ask questions because we just ended up in situations and relationships and we know how we get there. We know how we reach there. All we know in a relationship with a person. Marlene, good morning. All we know we reach. And then later when things go south, you're like,
There's
but
problems.
how did you even get here? I didn't know this or I didn't know that. So before you decide to commit to a person or decide to commit to a relationship, what are some of the first date, the most important questions that you ask? Not one, but questions. Because like I said, there's a lot of questions the hard questions that people are afraid to ask because they don't want to either step on toes or they don't want to hurt feelings or they don't want to offend the person because all their interest is in getting that person so much that they trying to be walk on eggshells and play it safe. Yeah. And after that conversation we had, was it on Monday or Tuesday? And Thunder
with my girl and she child father.
And it was Monday.
I
And
think that was
Mr.
Monday,
Thunder
yeah.
said, we don't need to ask the question, just get to what we're going to get to because
Ask the questions later.
Realize we have to ask the questions before because as a matter of fact, after we were through, I went into the kitchen and we had like 3 or 4 young men here and we were having the conversation and he isn't the only one who feels that way, that skip the question and just get to it. He's not the only one who feels that way, and I was shocked that there are lots of young men or men in general who think that way as well. Skip the long talking. One even said women talk too much, we ask too much questions, and to me, we don't ask enough questions. Because if we were to ask questions, trust me, we would not get involved with a lot of people. We will no.
Yeah, that's true.
We got some questions. First person is somebody says, are you married? Are you seeing other people? Do you have kids? The first question to me is, Who else in this relationship with us if I were to get involved with you?
Is it a relation plane? We have a whole set of
boats.
passengers.
What? Who else is here? That is the question. And you don't want to hear, well, me and the girl,
That is you.
thing.
That is you.
Anytime you hear getting the story start coming, that's the red flag. We're not interested in the well and well, no. Are you single? Yes, no. And when we say single, we mean there's nobody, no ex that you still speak to who may be harboring hopes of getting back together, that you're still leading on, that you're still talking to, that you all still are having sex but not together. Single. And if you want the definition, you can look it up what single means in the dictionary. We want the dictionary version of single. Nobody else in this relationship. So that to me is the very first question you ask. Who else is here with us?
A single down here can have a different meaning, eh?
I ain't talking about down here, I'm talking about dictionary. Because down here, everything is different down here. So, what are some of the questions you have?
But I mean, before I get into my questions, though, let me ask you, from an experienced standpoint, because all I like to call my ear. So I go ask this question, right? Now, how do you ask some of these? I would call them bombshell questions, like the heavy duty questions, then, without it being taken in poor taste sometimes, because sometimes you could be on a date and you ask her one of these huge questions on your first date, and the person could be like, but it's just a first date though. We know where this is going. We know what's going on from here. So why you asking me these deep kind of questions? Do you have intentions? So how do you ask some of these questions without it being taken like that?
Well, first to begin with, before you even get to a second date, we need to clear certain things up on the first date. That's going to set the premise if you're going to get another date. A first date doesn't give you automatic qualification for another date. Based on how this date goes and based on your ability to answer questions, and if you start ducking and bobbing and weaving, we already have a problem. What is
Right.
it you're hiding? If we're out and you have absolutely nothing to hide, question could come anytime, and you should be okay with the questions. Because to get even to that first date, there must be some understanding. We must have spoken before. You must have expressed interest. Because, like, a lot of you cut to the chase and say, oh, I like to get in a relationship with you, right? A lot of men go straight to that point even before knowing your name, knowing the color of your eyes, what you look, what you smell like. Yo, auntie to be me woman,
Just so?
Listen,
Wow.
if I were to make my inbox public for one day, the things that you all say is like sometimes it's either you get
Wow.
offended or you laugh. And most time I just
Wow.
choose to ignore. Like, don't even bother to respond because
Yo, I want to be with you.
when I'm done, I'll show you one. That I was
So what is it? What is
You
it?
nervous? So you throwing on your own phone?
What is it?
No, that one was kind of offensive. So I let him have it and then I blocked him. Because
Boy.
we don't post pictures for you. We post pictures because we like how we look on a certain day. You take a selfie, you post it. I'm not looking for you. If you like it, you like it. Keep it moving. But I'll show you that conversation in a bit. But anyway,
Oh, I want to be with you.
men usually say they come in your inbox. They want you for your girl, whatever. So they already set the tone for what's to be the first date. So you know what you're getting into. So you just go on the date. Well, you haven't really decided yet, but let me just see if I'm feeling you in person first, right?
Right.
So if we already got to that position, why can't I ask you questions? One of them being, are you single? Are you married or in any relationship of any kind, this person says?
Do you have children?
What's the relationship like between you and your child mother or child father?
That is a
It's like
must ask.
it's like an interview. And like I said the last time when I was getting cursed out for saying you got to start treating relationships like businesses. It is an investment. I'm investing my time, my energy, myself, sometimes finances. It is a business. And what you put in, you sit back and you watch it grow, right? So when you go to an interview, your boss looks at your resume, the manager or the owner looks at your resume. They don't automatically hire you without asking you a couple questions, right? even though you might have spoken before, you would have seen everything highlighted, your qualifications, whatever, we still sit and talk. Get to know you, because I'm bringing you into my establishment. So I'm bringing you into my life, into my world, my family, friends, what have you. You got to ask the questions. And like I said, this is what has been creating a lot of issues in relationships, because we don't ask the questions. We're either afraid, or we don't want to come off looking a certain way, or feelings. You're feeling a type of way, you're growing on emotions, and before you know it, I'm in a relationship. And we're not having the conversations. Yeah?
For me, I honestly want to know, where's this going? And I think we need to get that out there from the first day, because sometimes you could be thinking relationship, I could be thinking just get inside, you know, and then go about my business, or we could be thinking question. Friends, we could be thinking, you know. So before we go down the road later, and then one of us had to get the shock of our life, you know, it's like, but I thought this is what was going. I thought that, yeah, where this going? One time. Let me get that out there.
What do you want?
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
What are your intentions? What are mine? Let me just get it out there. And if we ain't click, then so be it. I mean, we enjoy the dinner or whatever, and then, you know, we go about your business. But
Everett said in the Caribbean, the question should be, who is your family? I saw a really interesting one here. Another one says, do you work? Do you live on your own? Do you have children? Have you ever been arrested for domestic violence?
Oh, yeah,
do you like to beat? Do you like to raise your hand on people's child or children?
That one is a good one.
And I saw a really interesting one here from Sheena. I think some of the most important questions should be getting to know their views on issues that are super important to you. Deal breakers. I saw another one which says, how about asking them about their last relationship? Where did it go? Sheena, I saw it. Yeah. Sheena has so many. Sheena, you need to call in, because I'm trying to keep up with it. You got about 100 questions. Sis, I love to hear how men think of women. I love asking them about what they think a woman's role is. Another question is asking them about their ex. Do they accept responsibility in the relationship going south, or do they start blaming her for everything? It's all her fault that the relationship went south. No responsibility.
I mean, granted that most of the time it is there. Just say. Anyway, continue.
What?
Granted that most of the time it is all your fault, but anyway, that's a topic for another day. Yeah. Another question is...
Somebody asked, hold on. Somebody asked, are you a born female? This would be a question to be asking this modern time. Are you born with you? That is a very good question. Were you born with all your female parts? That's a good question.
You can't just ask it there. You had to check, because some of them could do it real good.
You had to check nothing. You're asking, were you born with your female parts? So, someone says, Aruna darling, I do open conversations. I would say, who is Kareem? Tell me about Kareem. Within that talk, I will gather, then I'll begin to ask questions according to what you said, but I really want to know what you expect of me. It's a big question. I also ask about relationship, which they had, and give a scenario of how they deal with conflicts. Somebody says, good morning. It's Holy Thursday, so I can't comment too much on this steamy topic, but without communication, no relationship or ship can float. Questions have to be asked on a first, second, or even a 100 date. At Kareem, don't take setup. Don't even look at those messages that we're not talking about. Now, I want to get back to that point Kareem raised, because you always know how to trigger me. But before I do, let me just take this call.
Yeah,
Oops, call back.
Call back.
Don't look for call back.
Fast.
No, you know how to trigger me. You really know how to trigger me, because what you mean by women that it's almost our fault. I know you're triggering me, but I'm still going to take the bait. What do you mean by it's almost always our fault when things happen?
I mean, aside from, I would say, you know, like...
Hold on, you have some time to formulate a response.
Oh, somebody,
let me take a call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I want to wish everybody a happy Easter, a Christ still Easter season. No.
Thank you, thank you,
Can
thank
make
you.
it nicer. You by the sea or something? You put in net, or you make hearing a lot of static.
Traffic. Okay, maybe you're back to the show. Let me call right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of static. Yeah. Yeah, and that is what they do, is shifting blame already. Never do anything. Never do anything.
So we're going back to that now. Okay. You call back?
You really waited on that bailout? No, you may speak.
All right,
When the
but-
call comes through, I'll let you know.
But on a serious note, like in relationships, right? I mean, putting the facts aside that men this and men that, and they have their ways, and we not to go through that today because we know, right? But at the end of the day, like I would
Yeah,
still.
you're getting a bailout again. Hold on. Morning. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the line this morning.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think that's on my end.
It's not on your end? Hold on, let me see. Here, it's really bad. So it's probably on our end. I think we need to have this line checked out. There's a lot of static on it. So probably have to ask management to look into it. Yeah, it's a lot of static. Not hearing you clearly at all. Yeah, so Kareem,
Yeah,
Give
but
me-
going back to like the same questions and stuff that we're talking about today. It's like the women especially, and that's just the point I was making the other day. You know, aside from Tunda and them saying that don't ask the questions, just let we just do, let me just do thing. You understand? But I don't necessarily feel that way. I still think that the women, if you say that women run the world, right? You control the cookie. You literally control it. So you decide whether you give it or you keep it or whatever. What is wrong with
what I have to
With-
do with not fall though? Waiting to get to the point.
I get it.
You
I
know, all
get
day.
it. But you chose not to control it. You gave it up without knowing and asking all of these bombshell questions about marriage, about children, about having an open relationship, all of that. And later on down the road, when the man does
From
something,
that perspective you're speaking about. Okay.
yeah, later on down the road, when something happens and you kind of get a shock of the life, the man is the worst, and the man this, and the man that. But really and truly ask yourself this: did you keep the cookie in the jar long enough?
Well,
Or
how
you
about how about just being a decent human being? How about that?
How about just being in what do you mean?
Well, you're saying that women should have asked and women should have done this. So basically you're saying it's a pass, it's a getaway card for doing anything. You didn't ask, so I can do and say whatever. But I'm saying, how about just being a decent human being? Full stop. If somebody lets you into their life and you know you realize, okay, well, it's heading a particular way, why not just cut to the chase and tell them what it is?
But you see, if something is black, it was chances of you changing it to blue or green or something is very slim. If that's the color, that's just the color, So sometimes we probably need
No,
to
I agree with
stop
you.
going into these
I
things
agree
and
that
trying
women
to-
have to take their responsibility to ask
Yeah.
questions up front. I'm totally agreeing
So
with
even
you.
even in this conversation here, I mean, on the first dates, ask the man everything you want to know, like literally about pregnancy, marriage. Ask him who else they, ask him his views on something. And like I say, trick them into giving you the answers. Men, we chatty now. Y'all go more keep things inside and whatever, but man chatty. So trick them into spilling their guts before.
But me ain't supposed to
Yeah, no.
trick you into nothing. If you're interested in each other, we have that
just
chemistry, it's
saying there are
flowing.
tactical ways
And
to
as someone
do it
made that
sometimes.
point a while ago, that when you're into somebody, the two of you into each other, when you're having those conversations, sometimes it flows so nicely you don't even realize
Yeah,
that
that's
you're
true.
asking those questions because you're really into the person and not just into them in terms of getting into their bedroom, but into them wanting to know how they think. And sometimes you sit there and the entire conversation, nothing to do with sex. Not one time you raised anything or made any, the innuendos or insinuated anything to do with nothing. You speak on social issues, politics, just general conversations that flow, and then you start asking each other questions and you just flow. That's when the chemistry. It's more than just hey, I want to hit. you know.
Yeah, true.
That's when you
Yeah.
know you're really into a person. Everard, chemistry has caused physics. Yes, after the fact, but you go armed with all the information you need to make the correct decision. You ain't going on no after the by the way, or I didn't know, and you go up the road and you come back down. The point remains, ask the questions. Yeah? Someone says what may be for Jane may not be for Janet because nobody's perfect. So you have to give the relationship a chance, but I think you should have an expiry date where you know you're negotiables, and if the relationship is not working, you leave. Another person asks, what do you do? What do you like to do? All right, they had a whole lot of what do you like to do. Okay, what do you do and what do you like to do? All right, how do you spend your time? What makes you happy? Another person says dating these days, social media got people messed up. Messed up how? Let me try it phone again. Oi.
Yeah. So it's your line, not mine. Just making sure. I call a couple people already. No static. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's me. Yeah, me. Definitely.
Alright.
Alright, so we're gonna have to get that checked on. I think.
Call us, send us a voice note on WhatsApp.
Send us a voice note.
4409595.
Because I
Same
keep
number.
forgetting to
But what about a little family background?
someone says must say this is truly the ladies' room. I don't know what you mean. It's open to anyone. If you've got a question as a man, listen, Kareem has to speak on behalf of men. I'm speaking on behalf of women. I don't know how men think. I don't know what men want, so I can't speak for y'all. All right? So that is why he's here, to add some balance to it.
Yeah,
so if he's not repping y'all, that's not my fault. Okay? So I'm speaking from a woman perspective, what she needs to ask, and Kareem needs to do the same. What do men need to know? What are some of the questions men should ask? All right, Kareem, so go. What questions do you ask as a man? Or should you ask?
Well, I mean, I said a couple already. I don't know if that person just reached, but I said a couple already, you know, like, where's this going, for one? Because sometimes we both have different intentions, right? So you don't want later down the road when you probably looking for a little something and you're finding getting it or whatever, you're kind of wondering, well, what going on with she boy? You know, so just for the men, honestly, and I'm telling all your straight, if all you agree with me, that is all your business. If not, that is all your business. But be upfront in the beginning. If you know it's a little something you want, tell she that. You understand? If you know, you see the young lady, you spoke to her, you all click on an intellectual level, you know, and you see it going somewhere, tell the young lady that, right? So that you all could kind of chat the way forward from there. Or if you see it probably as just somebody you just want to chill with, lime with, tell her that too, you know. But remember that I mean, you just have to be honest up front, because most of the time how we does end up in problems is we know we want a little something, but because she give a little two hints that she want relationship, we go along with it.
Pretend that
and
you
then
want
later
relationship
down the road,
when you know you did not want relationship.
is all mass. Tell she up front.
Someone says
It does work. It does work. Some you go get through some.
But the conversation the young men were having on Monday, they were saying, okay, what if they do that and they know they're not gonna get, if they were to say that's what they want? So I'm like, okay, then that's just not the person for you. Then move on to somebody else. There are women who have no problem doing whatever. There's
not the
something
last
for
woman
everybody.
in the pod in there.
You understand? So if it's that one you want, but she does not want it, why pretend and deceive and lie?
Yeah, there's enough to go around.
Thinking, okay, well, if I tell her that's exactly what I want, I'm not gonna get. So let me just lie to get it. And you don't care about her feelings, and then you damage her for the next person, and then the next person have to deal with fixing her up and helping her get past, and opening up and trusting and all those things. So you're just concerned about your feelings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just gonna be selfish. I want this woman, I see this woman, I want her, and I'm gonna say anything just to get her.
But I mean, from a woman perspective, wouldn't you guys like respect us more though if we come out front?
I was trying to explain that to them, but they didn't get it. I'm like, some might be offended, based on, where you are on a mental level. You might be offended at a man coming to you like that. Or you might take it, thank you so much for your interest, but I'm not interested, and you keep it pushing. Yeah? But again, as I say, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Some men can be very disrespectful when they're coming at you because they see you a particular way and they have that notion of you in their mind, so they figure they can come at you anyways. because probably how public perception of you might be, or you probably post too sexy pictures. So in their head, okay, if you're posting sexy pictures, I could come at you any old how. It's up to you to straighten them out and say, hey, no, get it together. Get it together. This isn't what you think it is. So it all depends on you. Another person is saying, leave the cliche questions in the 1950s. Like, stop asking women what kind of men they like. Yeah, you all only try and pretend to be that person and what they like to do. Just suggest a date activity and you'll find out if she likes it or not. And that is so true. Because they're asking in an indirect way, what kind of men you like? Knowing fully well they're not that type of person. Oh, well, I like men who read. I like men who, gym. They start working out for 2 weeks and then they can't keep up. You like men who go to the beach, or they start going for 2 days and then they can't keep it up. You like men that like to go to the concerts. You like to go sit and eat and chill. They do it for 2 weeks, but they know they want to stand up on Wall Street. They're not into this, going and sit down by a restaurant and using which right fork and knife. They don't have time for that. But they go along with it just to get whatever and then revert to their ways. That's not who you are, then that's just not who you are. Be yourself. That's not your thing, that's not your thing. You're not the restaurant man. You prefer going to eat some pigtail on Wall Street. You want to eat some pigtail. You don't want to go and eat no lobster in a restaurant. Just, let it be known that's who you are. It's either she accepts or she declines and say, okay, well, next, thanks, moving right along. So and Jay says, I like men with locks. All her Rasta man does break my heart. I like them. Jay, stay away. Stay away.
But for them, we have somebody.
Yeah. This person here saying, hold on.
Happy Easter to one and all. Ensure that everyone remains safe. Follow guidelines set for COVID protocols. Try to avoid any accidents. Stay safe away from violence. I want to ensure that this be a uneventful and free of any negative news Easter season. Please avoid any beaches if you know you can't swim. Avoid lakes, rivers, all these things. Stay safe, people. As a man, we are here to give. We give you time, we give you our substance, we give you out of ourselves. That's why we are the ones that are like the plug we put into you. Women are expected to be more as a recipient, receive whatever it is. But definitions is where people want to know what the actual role is. Yes, we can sit, talk, first date, third date, fifth date, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, we have to find some kind of common ground on what is expected of both persons. So if it's don't ask, don't tell situation, know what you're getting into. Ask that question at least. As well as say what your intentions are. Being honest, being blunt, you're more likely to receive whatever you deserve. Good news, bad news is what you need to get.
Got you. Most times men do say what they want one way or another, but they usually change the approach based on the response from the lady. Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. Sometimes guys pretend to be so interested in the conversation and then you get laid on thinking he's interested in you. You gotta know. Kareem, somebody wants to know about the lady you gave your number in KFC. Did anything materialize from that?
Yeah. We have plans coming up for Easter weekend. So, while you go see us in Battery. Yeah.
Wasn't last week?
They're looking for the girl with the braids, Yeah.
Wasn't last?
Big up to KFC Granby Street.
Wasn't last week Friday?
Last week Thursday, was it?
Last week Thursday.
Yeah, but remember 2021 and they have to be brisk.
Oh, okay.
This kind of slow motion thing now.
So last week Thursday, today's Thursday, 1 week.
1 week.
Exactly, and all you hanging for the whole of the Easter?
Whole of the Easter weekend we day.
Alright, well.
You see, although I'm young, but I some game and win.
I
But
hope
anyway,
it's the right games.
it's
I
the
hope
right
it's
game.
the
It's the
right
right
game.
game. It's the right game.
And
Go
you're
ahead.
not misleading people, girl, children. I hope it's the
Yeah,
right
man.
game. So
But anyway, to the men,
move Bruce, Papa.
to the men, ask this
You know,
question, and
you
I
know
know
when it's windy, kite does go up full speed. And what has happened?
well, is he style, so you know. That time.
Kite does go up full speed when it's windy and nice, eh? And after a while, you're hearing them loud in your ears and you can't hear it again. Same kite just cut. Take your time. Go Bruce, but take your time.
But to the men though, and I know this question might sound kind of like, you know, but ask the woman if she could cook. Believe me, ask the woman if she could cook.
You could cook?
If me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So ask her that. And women ask him too. Because, you know, sometimes, when the
So is
relationship
cooking a deal breaker?
Huh?
Is cooking, being able to cook, a deal breaker?
For me?
Somebody, she don't want to take you under she wings and school you.
What we go eat? Think about it. What we eating?
We ain't reached there yet.
What we eat?
We ain't decide if you're in anything yet. You're talking about what you're eating already. Take your time. We
No,
ain't
but
even
remember, I live for myself for that.
Yeah, but you're looking for somebody to
So,
cook for you. Then you're looking
no,
for a mother.
it's-
You're looking for a mother. You're looking
No,
for.
it's not that, but
you looking
think
for
about
food?
it. Sometimes you wanna say, well, you know, you go come over for Easter weekend coming up. Next thing I wanna come over for the Easter weekend
You looking for food?
thing. No, but I mean, I do one
Anyway,
day.
somebody's
you do one
offering
day,
to take you
whatever.
under their wings and guide you and school you. So
Who's that, Sheena?
yeah, she now wants to take you under she wings, Papa, and school you. So any little thing you get could help. Any little lesson you get could help. Anyways, that's a good question though. Can you cook? Because I mean, there's a lot of women who don't know how to cook. Yeah, it's not a deal breaker. I mean, or anything, because I mean, food lap and cut everywhere. But it's nice to know that a woman can cook, can turn her
Yeah.
hand in the kitchen if she needs to, and a man as well. Because I ain't about to be cooking 24/7, and you're just there not contributing or helping out. Some days I don't feel like it. Hey, can you handle the kitchen? And you got it. Yeah, but it's important that you can. All right. Anyways, everyone leave Sheena alone. That's about all the time we got. Man does leave where he getting good food and go with woman we getting Vienna sauce. You are so right.
Oh, weak.
They don't know what they want. You understand? Good food from scratch. You're making your own seasoning. You're buying no bottle seasoning, no adobo, no Maggi. You're making your seasoning from scratch. Mixing up your garlic and your onion and your thyme and thyme and your parsley and all your thing, and making good seasoning for yourself. Homegrown peppers grown in your yard. Nice seasoning. You season all your meat, put it in the fridge, take good seasoning, and that still ain't good enough. Gonna have Vienna sausage and cricks. I tell you, boy, all this special week. Anyways, that's about all the time we got for this week. We'll be back next week, God's will, for another one. All compliments all friends at Western Union and Beacon Insurance. All right? Have a great one, everybody. Stay safe. And, of course, stay powered up. And as the caller gave some wonderful advice a while ago pertaining to the beach and waterfalls and rivers and what have you, please be careful. All right, please, if you're drinking and you're driving, you know what the protocols are. Do not want to hear of any accidents this weekend. Y'all be going out. We've been inside for a while, so we're outside this weekend. Just please be careful and follow the COVID protocols. All right, have a great one. Catch y'all next week, same time, same place.
Ladies Room comes to you compliments of Beacon